Welcome to Venezuela Insider, the only place in Venezuela for expats, digital nomads, entrepreneurs, investors, travelers, and related internationals. For more information, venezuelainsider.com. Today we're talking about a fact that I always mention all over again, and I'm gonna do a video just about this fact and why it's not profitable to do remodeling, to do renovations, or doing flipping, real estate flipping on the traditional sense here in Venezuela. Here's why. First, well, let's start explaining what flipping is. Many people don't know. Real estate flipping is when you buy a real estate property, you buy it on a certain price, and you resell it on a higher price. Usually, that's what you see on these television shows on A&E or TLC or something. That a couple guys, they are business partners, they buy these very cheap houses that are completely destroyed. They do some renovation, they hire a constructor, something, and they do a beautiful kitchen, they do the house pretty much all over again, and they resell it for a profit. You have to add up the initial cost of the property and also the cost of the renovation and the materials, and you get a small profit. That usually is considerable because on real estate you deal with high figures. Well, anyway, doing that particular activity in Venezuela, in most cases, not in all cases, but in most cases, is not profitable. And then there are too many reasons. The main reason, the first reason, is that here in Venezuela, properties are quote unquote cheap. You can find properties between $20,000, $40,000. You can find some properties on $100,000, $200,000, and even a couple of $1,000,000. Just very particular properties, depending on the case. But most likely the property is gonna be cheap. So if you spend, let's say, $20,000, that's the favorite number for international and also domestic real estate investors, and you invest another $20,000, so you have $40,000 on some cost of your investment. That doesn't mean that you're gonna resell this property on $50,000. You can, let's say, spend $20,000 on a property, you spend $20,000 more on the renovation, and that will increase the value of the property to from 20,000 to maybe 30,000. It's not going to increase over 40,000. So if you do this, you're going to get a gross loss of minus $10,000. So if you are trying to do real estate flipping on those thresholds, you are certainly going to lose money. Although there is on very particular cases where you can buy, for instance, here in my hometown, Lecheria, you can buy properties that are between $80,000, $100,000. You can do a renovation of around $30,000 or $40,000, and maybe you can resell those properties on, let's say, $180,000, $170,000. So you can pocket at the end something between 20, 30, or $40,000, depending on the case. Many people, and I'm seeing this, and that actually goes most for domestic investors, that they're buying this property, they're spending a lot of the renovations, and then they throw it back on the market, the property fully renovated, and they asking these outrageous prices for a property that are not worth it. Just because they think, oh, if I spend this amount of money, I expect to get way more. And the thing is, you didn't know what you were doing. So that's bad for you, and you are most likely are gonna lose money on such property. This also happens, that's the second fact, is also the properties are cheaper, quote unquote, for international standards, although the renovation costs and the materials are more expensive for international standards. Everything in Venezuela, most things are imported. And of course, we have actually many small companies, factories, industries, and such that make ceramic, construction materials, even some high-end construction materials. But for the most part, those those materials are going to be expensive and imported. Let's say Italian marble or some American or Japanese devices to make smart homes, something like that. So anyway, you can import high-end materials from all over the world. Main takeaway is that they're even more expensive here in Venezuela because you have to pay the importation cost. And after that, you use such materials and also the people who do the renovations on a pretty niche market, so are very specific constructors that they charge a lot. They charge a premium price for such renovations. And after that, and you add up all the expenses and the costs, and you're gonna get a pretty hefty bill for the renovation itself. And you have to add up what the property cost on the first place, and you are not gonna get a good return of your investment. Although many people, usually people, let's say high middle class or even high class people, that also make such renovations for their own home, for their own lifestyle, for their own enjoyment of the property. That's pretty good if you want to invest those hefty amounts renovating your own home because you want to have a very nice, let's say, standard of living. Pretty good. That's up to you if you can afford it. However, the people who are renovating, especially these people, actually these high class people that they do these high expenses on renovating their own homes. They say, you know what? I'm going to buy a second home. I'm going to renovate it with a very lavishing stuff, and I'm going to resell it on a price above what I spend, above the price, the full price that they pay, and they're going to get a shitty business. And that's what I'm seeing right now. So that's why I do this video. It's actually a recommendation that I do for people here in Venezuela that are investing on real estate. However, if you're international, please don't be fooled to make such bad investments. Thank you for watching Venezuela Insider. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social media. If you want to work with us, venezuelainsider.com. Thanks again. Have a nice day.